Hello and welcome to a VOD review of the grand finals of the Mid-Season Madness tournament. It was probably the best Overwatch tournament we've ever had. There was a crazy number of maps played. I think it was like 90 out of 118 maps that could have been played were played. There weren't too many 3-0s. The matches were competitive. But most importantly, the East is in shambles. The West have proven supreme as the San Francisco Shock, the Los Angeles Gladiators, and the Atlanta Reign ended up being the top three, with the Hangzhou Spark being the best from the East, as we all predicted. Well, shy fucks, and that's what you need to remember. But today we are going to watch the San Francisco Shock taking on the Los Angeles Gladiators. We're going to watch the grand finals. We're probably not going to watch too many games from the tournament. You know, I've never been a big fan of rewatching games that we're not going to see the meta. We're never going to see this stuff again. But I thought it'd be good to just check this out, enjoy it, and we'll just talk about the playoffs as it goes through and just enjoy the matches from a different perspective. So without further ado, let's get it along the way. I thought it was Philly. Was Philly the best? Oh yeah, did Philly beat Shock? Philly did beat Spark. You were right, actually. I'm sorry, I got that wrong. I don't know. Maybe my brain just blocked out Philly because of everything Ovely said. Custa hates Philly confirmed. Oh yeah, if you didn't watch the week worth of watch point shows, of course I hate Philly. I was a Philly fan for that entire tournament, and it was just a lot. It was just a lot. But Philly did get there before losing to the Atlanta Reign. But yeah, the Spark and Shy put up a pretty crazy performance. But yeah. Alright, so we're just going to go through this one, enjoy it, bask in the glory of everything that happens. The Gladiators, so let's talk about this first map here, by the way, because San Francisco Shock had the first map pick. And they went to Ilios, which was a very strange decision because they are very good at Oasis and Lijiang, but Oasis is one of their worst, while Oasis is one of their best for the Gladiators because Funny Astro can play... because Funny Astro can play that Lucio. So to me, it was like, it's just one of those very, oh my god, Kevs got rolled. So it's just like one of those weird choices. A lot of people have talked about it, you know, being like, did Krusty throw by picking Ilios first and not just playing to their strengths in Lijiang and stuff like that? You can make an argument either way. I remember Johnny went on some like Twitter tirade about being like, maybe they picked Ilios so then they can like use it as a throwaway map, so then they have to pick Lijiang or Oasis better later. Which, you know, it made some theoretical sense, but for the most part, it doesn't make sense because if they could just pick Lijiang or Oasis, just pick Lijiang or Oasis. So, I don't know. It's a strange one. It's a strange one. Contenders strike, yeah. We've been striking for contenders. I hope NA does the strike as well. It'd be awesome to see NA and EU band together. But we'll see. Then picking Gibraltar, yeah, and like we can talk about Gibraltar when we get there as well. But I don't think some people are like solely blaming. Some people are just solely blaming. Like Krusty is like, oh, the map picks is why they lost. I don't 100% agree with that. I think the Shock were making a lot of mistakes. I think the Gladiators were playing better than they originally were. But there was definitely some question marks around the team. We don't know how good they are in scrims. We don't know what they're exactly thinking. I don't believe Krusty's come out and talked about why they made the decisions they did, but yeah. The players choked. I wouldn't say choked. I definitely think they got outplayed in this series, and we saw the exact same thing in the last series. I think the Shock were better than the Gladiators in the first series. Gladiators turned it around. That's, you know, that's the look of two incredible teams. Oh, dude, Rhino just murdered Violet. Mikey gets slept. Mikey got slept a lot in this match. I think Mikey had... The other thing that we have to talk about is like the Mikey versus Kalush, because I think Mikey was good throughout this tournament and he had some good moments in this series, but he definitely got bullied. The same thing happened on Gibraltar with him on the Winston. He was really struggling to get effectiveness against the Shu Ana. Like, it felt like Shu was sleeping him so consistently and he wasn't able to match Reiner as much. Shu carries on Ana. Yeah, Shu's nuts on Ana. So getting an early beat engage from the Gladiators. That was very early. Good rally by thing. Yeah, that felt like a bit of confusion there. It felt like Mikey went a different direction than the rest of the team. Just got himself a little isolated from the rushdown. That's actually pretty bad that they weren't able to clean up Violet or Proper there. The Shock can come back into this fight just because they weren't able to get those cleanups. They actually might get the cap before it happens. It's kind of crazy. Proper gets to stick on the Shu. That's such an crazy opening. Not a big fan of the Sam. Honestly, I actually really liked him in this. Tournament. I have not been a big Sam fan in terms of this team. Of like, at times I've been like, I'd rather just see them play Killer and Proper. But Sam played really. Every time he had to play like Sojourn on Ike, he was really good. I think he plays well when he comes in to play this Echo or he played Torb on Lijiang in this series. Honestly, I think he had a good tournament. So I was impressed. Yeah, he's not putting up the best performance. He has Proper on his team, but he's doing his job, and that's the main thing. I actually really dislike this Sombra pick as well. Paddy in this series. Oh wow, nice sleep by Finn. Paddy in this series tried to go Sombra a lot, and I think it actually hurt them more often than it helped them. It works a little bit on Ike, but other than that, I just don't think it really works. Oh! Unable to keep Shu alive. Good try by Funny Astro. And that should be the first round going to the Shock. Shu dies so much this round. He got stuck a couple of times, and like they were nanoing on him, so... I think the way Funny Astro plays the Lucio on that map as well is like he's very aggressive, and Shu's kind of just like hiding, hoping he doesn't get seen. So I think it's sort of like an agreement that Shu and Funny Astro have come to, that Funny Astro is not always going to peel that much because he has so much aggressive prowess, but Shu definitely gets punished for it sometimes. Now the best Lucio in the tournament is going to play. Let's have a look at this, because we might see more of this. If we end up in a Lucio Brig meta for the next tournament and we're playing a rush, we might see more Finn Lucio. So let's get a vibe check on Finn Lucio. $9, thank you for the Prime sub. Greetings. Hello. Anything is better than the Violet Lucio? I don't know if that's true. Violet Lucio's been fine so far this season. It's not great, but you know, I wouldn't just assume Finn's gonna be a better Lucio. He's got his wall riding down, but he didn't really do anything in that fight. Shock need Moth back. Shock fans. 2019 and 2020 were great times. They really were. You know, you guys were two-time champions. You guys were the best, and you guys were dominant. You guys had Super. You guys had Moth. You guys had just great players. It's over. You have new great players. You have a new great team. But Moth and Super are not the solution to your team anymore. Please, for the love of God, stop asking for Moth and Super back. Or Striker, or Smurf, or any of those kind of things. They will not make your team better. They are washed. Move on. Smurf is washed. It's more for Super and thing. Super less, but you know, you get me. I think Smurf is not washed. Smurf is just on a different team now. It's over. He's on the enemy. Tell Super he's washed. Don't so Super. Super could probably not be washed, but he's gone. The point of the matter is that you guys need to move on. It's over. They're gone. That player is no longer going to come out of retirement and save your team. Justice for Nomi. Hi, Patty. Patty? Do you think out of this tournament, Proper is MVP candidate? Yes. Proper is my MVP candidate so far. Runner-up's probably Custa. But I think Proper was better than Custa this tournament. That was being a crazy stick. Good beat by Funny Astro. How's the Finn Lucio vibe check in? He's getting outpaced on the beat. Oh, that was dicey. Yeah, the Fusio not really cutting the mustard. What did Proper do in the grand finals? Dude, you guys are fucking off the goop. Proper was great in the grand finals. What do you guys mean? Just because a team loses doesn't mean he did nothing. And Proper also hard diffed Kevster in the first series that they played. Stop it. He was a bit quieter, yeah. But so was the entire San Francisco Shock team, right? Like, that's to be expected. Sometimes I feel like a lot of you guys, like, I feel like so much of the community is like, well, who is my MVP and Rookie of the Year for this season? Okay, let me just use my quick analysis. Who was the team that won the tournament? That team. Okay, no one else matters anymore. Okay, who is a good player on that team? Kevs is a good player. Shu's a good player. I think they're my front runners of the tournament and the entire league so far. Oh, Rookie of the Year? Oh, yes, Reiner on this list. Okay, Reiner is also my Rookie of the Year. Okay, we have it decided. No one else needs to be considered. No one else played well at all in this tournament. This beat engaged by the Shock was absolutely crazy, by the way. This I don't know if this is Finn going too early or what the plan was here, but look at how far they try and go with this. Like, it's so early. And they had so far to go. This felt like such a throw by the Shock on this moment. Like, the Gladiators just did a great job of peeling back, but like the Shock used like the hard beat engage. I guess they didn't really have as many other ultimates and they thought they could catch him off guard, but I actually want to see I want to see the Sam deflect onto Patty. Oh. Oh, rolled. I guess he kind of needed to shoot that there. That was good timing. Okay, so now the Shock gotta win this fight. They got the Cole engage, but oh my god, Gladiators have 1900 ults. Are they gonna beat engage again? Cole, good beat. Nano onto Patty just to keep him alive. It feels like, I don't like how Gladiators decide to use all 4 of their ultimates, but they had 4 ultimates, so it's fine. I mean, it's Q of last fight. Well, that's what I said. It's like their ults didn't need to be perfect because they had 4 of them. Like, their ult usage definitely wasn't great, but they had 4 ults, so it's fine. Like, they were able to just play reactive. Like, they didn't get much value from the beat because they crossed the nano over with the beat. They nanoed Sojin to keep him alive even through a beat.
5,
You know,
four,
it wasn't perfect, but it got the job done.
2, 1. Round 3. Capture the objective.
You want some Violet Pub? Alright, let me give it to you. So they're gonna play the Briggs and Ball. We know Mike is a great ball. This is very uninteresting right now. How does Sam kill Kevster? That's worth having a look. Oh my, how does he do that much damage? How much damage did he just do with 2 left clicks from across the map? So Kevster has literally 100 health. Alright, less than, he does 90 damage with 2 left clicks from across the map. That's actually ridiculous. Alright, that should be a first fight win there for the Shock. Oh, wait. Mikey died, Sam died. Oh my god, are the Gladiators actually going to turn this around? That was kind of bad by the Shock. They got kind of a little out of sorts there. Proper wins versus Kevster. And like, here's the thing. This happens multiple times throughout this match, right? Like, I'm not saying Proper always beats Kevster. Kevster, like, definitely holds his own and that kind of stuff. But people are like, oh, Kevster dominated Proper in the playoff, in the grand finals. And it's like, I don't think that's true. Like, I don't know how you guys watching this match and then be like, Proper is worse than Kevster. Kevster was discorded. Yeah, but... Okay. Probably got a Harmony Orb? Okay, okay. Let's... I was definitely only talking about that one individual moment. You're right, guys. I'm sorry. Shu gets caught again. And this is the issue of playing the Lucio with the Ana, is like, it just does not provide as much support as a Brig does. Mines by Mikey. The mines are pretty good. Nano Reiner. Oh, good disengage by Finn. Sam gets zip-zapped though. What? Shu? Those mines got dropped like a year ago. No! No! Oh, he got pushed into it. I think the mines are just... Oh, no. That was a good whip by Violet. He got whipped into him. Patty Pan hits Finn. The Custa special. It is not a Custa special. Shocker getting in the kills though. Sam. Oh, Sam needed to copy that. I think that 100% should have been a copy by Sam. Could he not do it through the bubble? Because like this is a shock fight to win. They killed Patty. He should 100% be copying someone here. Yeah, I actually think he wanted to copy someone. I don't think you can copy through a bubble. So that was actually kind of unfortunate. Because if Sam lives and gets a copy there, they probably just straight up win this fight and win this map. Alright, they got the Transcendence, they got the copy. Yeah, and then like Sam goes on to copy a Lucio. Like, not great. Proper gets Patty. Oh, the stick by Kevster onto Violet. The beat to commit. How does Shock lose it? Oh my god, that boot by Funny Asher was so good. Holy shit. If Finn doesn't die here, they're in such a good spot. Still not seeing Sam have much impact. He didn't have as much impact on this map. He does in the next map. He's really good in the next map he comes in, Lijiang. Dude, Funny Astra is doing so much work, except for keeping Shu alive. Oh my god, Shu's alive. Literally, this map could have gone to Shock at like multiple times in this series. If Finn doesn't die and get booped off, he probably lives, and they probably kill everybody. The fight before that, if Sam gets the copy off and doesn't die to that Tracer, they probably win that fight. They are literally holding on with the skin of their teeth right now. Mikey's getting kind of bullied. Yeah, Mikey's just getting... He's just getting pushed around. Oh, Mikey goes down. So what's the plan here by the Shock? Like, Mikey's just sort of like trying to take space, but no one else is really doing anything. So Mikey's just getting pushed around and bullied. They just beat engage. Oh, good stick again by Kevster on a Violet. How many times has Kevster stuck Violet in this map? It feels like 2 or 3. Woo! Yeah, Gladiators clutching that one out. And that was the difference between the first series and the second series. I think the first series, Shock were getting those 1v1s, but I think Gladiators just going crazy in these first couple of maps. Do you think Sam is getting the Nero treatment of last year? What do you mean?
Incoming in 30 seconds.
What do you mean by the Nero treatment? Benched? He's been playing a lot. He's kind of like the flex player if they're not planning on playing just hit scan. Getting all the blame? Here's the thing. I think Sam and like Mikey feel like they're getting the most blame from this loss. I think Sam was good. Like Sam was good. I don't know if he's as good in this map, but last time they played Ike, he was really good. Sam's just inconsistent to me. He either like goes fucking hard or he kind of doesn't really show up that much. And that's sort of, I can see why people put the blame. And it's like when you have people like Proper, Finn and Violet, who I think have been pretty solid. Obviously Violet has his inting moments. They're always just going to point at other people, right? And I think Sam and Mikey, they did struggle in the grand finals, but I don't think you can just blame them in the same way of like those other players. Sam gets too much blame. Yeah, as I said, I'm pretty critical of Sam, and I have been in the past, but I actually think in this tournament, he was pretty good, and I think he did his job, and that's why the Shock were dominant throughout the entire upper bracket. But he didn't show up in the grand finals, which is unfortunate, but, you know, it is what it is. I'm not unhappy with Sam being in this roster in the amount of time that Sam's getting. He's doing his job, which is impressive because he's on one of the best teams in the world, right? And he's a rookie. Give Sam time. Give him time to find his legs, find his hero pools and that kind of stuff. I think Sam will be a big DPS player in the future. In my opinion, I think Sam, when he gets more time, he gets older, he gets experience, I think he's going to be a fucking great player. So, excited to see more of him. Also known as Violet is playing Ana. He just has to. Like, it just makes sense. He has to be the Ana player. Alright, so we go over to Eichenwalder, which is one we expected the Shock to go to. Kaluj comes in. He plays the Diva on the second and third point. This is actually an adjustment, I think, from their first match that they played. Kaluj played Diva on the first point, even though it's worse, and he would rather play Winston. I actually think this backfires pretty heavily on them here. I would actually rather see them play D.Va on the first point, because then have it snowball and get that really good hold on the second point. But because Kalush stays on the Winston, because he has the primal rage, I think it costs them later on. So sort of like keep an eye on Kalush throughout this, throughout the first and second points. Why Finn, Zen, Violet, Ana? Because if they want to play Brig, they don't want to play Ana Brig, they'd want to play Zen Brig. So Violet is the Brig player, so that he needs to play the Ana, so that if he needs to switch to Brig, they lose the Ana and not the Zen. So first dive gets shut down. Here we are. Violet's also been a good Ana player. His Ana is definitely probably one of his weakest flex supports. Which, you know, that's what sort of he says, and he says he doesn't like playing Ana, or he's not good at Ana. I don't know exactly remember. That was a while ago. But his Ana's fine. His Ana is definitely fine. I'd rather see him playing Ana than Bap, if I'm being honest. You want a proper pub? Alright, let me give it to you. Oh, rolled. With that opening pick, they should be able to walk in from that. Oh yeah, let me check the score on. You're right. It's a great play by Patty. Gets the picks. Patty is like my 4th or 5th pick. Here's the thing. I don't think you can be critical of Sam and then also be critical of Patty, because I think both of them have the same issue. I think both of them are inconsistent. Oh, this was such a throw by the Shock, by the way. But I think Patty and Sam both have some crazy prop offs, especially Patty in like the grand finals, like in the finals. He always seems to play at a different level. But yeah, they're both very good players. They're both absolutely great players. Patty's just getting better. He just looks more confident. He just looks like he's playing with confidence and he believes in himself. In the first like kickoff clash, it didn't feel like he trusted and believed in himself.
Pass into the iris.
Stop the payload.
Yeah, this Transcendence was a throw. So now they're stuck on Winston and Finn doesn't have the Transcendence. Yeah, it's not great.
Mustang.
What was that? I want to get some Genji pop real quick. One health. Holy fuck. Got him though. Sam getting some hits. Hold starts now. Patty on Sojourn seemed like his best hero thus far. Maybe top 5 in NA. Yeah, I agree. I think his Sojourn was really good this tournament. And you know, we were wondering if it was going to be able to like keep up with the big things. But especially in this match, like Patty impressed me on the Sojourn a lot in this tournament. Oh wow, good deflect. So Kalush finally uses the primal, but you sort of see what I mean. Like he gets the primal, but because they lose this fight, he wants to switch to the D.Va, and Proper wants to switch off of the Genji. So they switch like D.Va Tracer, but it just feels like at a very late time in the series, in the map. So now all of a sudden they're going into this final fight, and it just feels like they're on fresh heroes. So if they lose this fight, it just snowballs out of their control. Oh, Paddy, that was so dangerous. Dude, the fact that Paddy got away with that is ridiculous. Like, this is just credit to the supports. Look at this shit. He just, why does he shift up there? But he just gets orbed and he gets perma-healed by shoes so that he stays alive. And then that gives enough pressure that they kill Sam. Like, that's crazy. Proper dies before the Transcendence. Yeah, Finn's Transcendences have been just very unimpactful so far in this, this map.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
I'm the same way, Flynn, still. Yeah, absolutely. Primal by Reiner into the backline. I'm not sure if I'm in love with that Primal. I guess he has to disengage from the... Like, they just use Primal and Nano, and they just trade... I guess they traded it with Window and... Because Sam also popped the overclock. So it's not the worst thing in the world, but I felt like they could have waited a little bit longer, but it's fine. Oh, Sam. Getting a little spicy there, yeah. Paddy does get punished for it by Proper, though. It's a good play by Proper. Kevster? Dude, the backline of the Gladiators just... I feel like they cover their DPS so well, man. Chuck seems to make bad swaps a lot. I think there is logic and rhyme and reason behind the swaps. I think sometimes they get a little too spicy. Reiner goes over to the Zarya. Let's get some Reiner Zarya pop. Actually, have you guys seen Kaluj aim? I was shocked watching Kaluj aim. Because he's so good at all the off-tank heroes, but his aim is like crazy. The Nano Zarya is just straight up a problem. Oh, this was so sad as well, by the way. I think Kaluj must play on like a super high sense. Yeah, the Zarya was a really smart switch by Reiner. He just gets nanoed, gets energy, and just beams them down. And the Zarya is really good against the D.Va, so I think that's probably something that more teams probably should have tried. I guess on the third point, it makes more sense than on the second point, like playing a Zarya. Kaluj has the Gaguri sense. Yeah, it looks really high, but I couldn't believe it.
4, 3, 2.
He plays 800 DPI 5.8. Hey, that's not that high. That's like, I play on 800 DPI 5. Hey guys, I know that Contenders is shutting down right now. Oh wait, let me get quick pause. I know Contenders is like dying and it's on fire, and I did just read that they're extending NA things. I have a Contenders command. Go have a look about it. That's my thoughts. I think the players are 100% in the right. I don't know what's going on with the admins and the ruling. It doesn't make any sense. I hope that the NA Contenders scene stands with the EU Contenders and that we can get that sorted, because that's how it should be. It makes no sense the way that they're doing it right now. So, but obviously we're in this review. Let's stick focus with that. If something major happens, let me know. But for the most part, you know, I don't need to see all that kind of stuff. I am aware of it.
Engaging thrusters.
And if you're watching this VOD, you're like, man, I wonder what happened in Contenders. If you just If you just type in like hashtag contender strike, they'll probably still be freaking out when at the moment of this VOD coming out, so you can see the drama for yourself. So, Shot gonna get the first cap for almost free. Good first fight win.
Escort the payload.
Okay, let's have a look at Kaluj Diva and let's see how he plays this. Why does he keep jumping off? The Diva? If you're a baby Diva, it's better to jump off and then just get your mech back than trying to get your mech back and dying super late. Oh, he was proper? Oh, sorry, I thought it might have been the Diva. I was spacing out a little bit. Probably just fucking with you guys, you know? Keeping you on your toes. Oh, Paddy gets Sam off the bat. Spy checking off the edge, yeah. That was a big nade by Shu. Oh, Nano on the Reiner is not great. I guess it keeps them in the fight, though. Oh, this save was so good. It's actually crazy how good that save was by Kaluj. They let Sam die there for free, like this fight. Or it was either Sam or Proper, but they let him die for free. They're in a really bad spot. Ends up getting Transcendence out as well, and they win the fight. It Proper lives. Oh, shit. Proper can't die there. That was a really bad death by Proper. Forces a reset. Now, Paddy switches over to the Sombra. I think this is one of the few times the Sombra actually works.
Watch out for this one.
So you can see how Paddy's playing it. He's just setting up. Drops this. And he can just zip. Finn has to run away in the same direction. Surely using the trance there was banned. By Skewed. It's not bad because it keeps you in the fight. And that's why they were able to hold there.
Enemy here. Watch out for this one. Damn it.
That's good awareness to know that he was going to get run at. Oh! Wow, that was good. That was great by Paddy to live there. That was actually really well done.
Incoming. Watch out for this one. Been here all along. Enemy here.
What happened to Sam there? I think you got hacked. He was just jumping off, right?
Translocating.
I think he was just jumping off. We can have a look though if you guys want. I think he's resetting. Like, yeah, he could potentially have gone into the basin, but yeah. Like, Violet's already dead. He's probably not gonna think. Like, he could have lived. Like, all he had to do was hold space, and he would have been fine. But yeah, he was probably gonna die. Like, if he went for the Mega, he would have died anyway, probably. Yeah, and like, this is the problem with this Diva comp, is it just feels like the Gladiators are doing a great job. They're just spreading them too thin. To the point that it feels like, and because the Sombra actually works here, because they just need to find one pick. So the Sombra just hacks one person, then they dive them as they try and cross, right? Like, they try and cross. Like, look at the coordination of that dive. Like, this is why the Gladiators won, right? Like, look at this dive again. Shock goes for the cross. Kaluj is ready. They have everything set up. Paddy hacks. Nano goes onto Reiner for the perfect slam. Kevs is coming in from the other angle. Slam into the pulse bomb. Shock did everything right to try and stay alive. They nano Finn to stay alive. All that kind of stuff. And then Shu drops down late with the nade. We have fucking Skewed at the top of the stairs shooting anyone who tries to come through. Like, it's just so good. Staggering out Kalush as well on the baby. Ball is kind of OP on this point. In certain situations, I agree, yes, but not always. Canceling Kalush. Look at what we're looking at here. So Proper is on the point. Fucking Sam switches over to Sombra to match. Then we have Ana all the way back here, completely alone, getting run down. What the fuck? How did Finn get over there? So Finn crossed, but Violet got caught. So Finn, they didn't help each other. So Finn just goes this way. Violet gets isolated over there. Kalush gets hacked in fucking no man's land. Look at how split up the entire Shock is. They're actually everywhere right now. And then, yeah, so they just push the Ana back. They don't even need to kill the Ana Diva. They just realize, well, if we just consolidate, we're probably going to be in a better spot. The Transcendence not bad by Finn, because it should hopefully keep them alive for the Shock to eventually regroup. Oh, good minds. And slam. Oh, is Violet dead? Oh, my God. Reiner just fucking rolled. And then, has Finn had a useful Transcendence in this series? Sorry, not in this series, in this map. I feel like every single one of Finn's Transcendences have been just like a bit of hope, or like forcing it, or just trying to do something like unique.
Nothing gets past me.
Ryan's just waiting for the Ana. As soon as Violet walks out that door, oh, she's dead. Good play by Kalush. But their backline is just under constant harassment. Nano onto Kalush. Oh, that's Transcendence by Skewed was such good timing. EMP. That was a great EMP. That hits 4 people. Like, it doesn't do a lot, but it does enough to just sort of slow everything down. Oh, the sleep on the Proper as well. How does she get this sleep? Skewed got a little aggressive with that Transcendent. He gets nanoed and is, oh, fucking hell, dude. 3, 2, 1. Oh, good save again by Kalush. He's aware, dude. He's so aware. Out of healing. Kev's the Paddy versus Proper. And Sam. Oh, Sam has no health. Strike is over. Put down the pitchforks. Oh, okay, all right. Let's hit this real quick while we're here. So stay in the bud. Overwatch Path Pro contenders have announced something. Prior to the start of the EU upper bracket finals of the A-side Summer Series tournament between O1 Esports and Munich Esports, teams received information stating that the series would be played as a first to 4 series. This information conflicted with the official rules distributed at the start of the tournament, which stated that the match would be a first of 3 series. During the match, the tournament and administrators identified the error and halted the series, declaring Munich Esports the winner as directed by the official rules. After investigating the circumstances, we have determined that maintaining consistency with our most recent communication to teams, which stated the match was the first 4 series, is the fairest course of action. As a result, the series will resume tomorrow, Friday, July 29th, as a first of 4 series, with Munich Esports leading 3-2 and in possession of the next map choice. All right. Cool. Don't stop here. Contender strike. Oh God, what do you want though? What are you fighting for? What do they want? Better admins? Okay, okay. Let's pause here. Yes, the admins fucked up. We understand that, but what do you want that person to be fired? Is that what you guys want? Do you guys want in the statement they'd be like, the admin that is responsible, we have completely removed them of their job and they are out. Like, yes, they made a mistake. Yes, it was a very bad decision to do this. But asking for someone's head and their job is not the answer to the problem. They'll probably deal with it internally, but that is not something that they should be talking about in a public statement. Calm down. The best case scenario has happened. They are reversing the issues. Hopefully there is something looked at in terms of the way that the process is dealt with in the future. But I don't know what, like, you can't ask for more blood than that.
Ready for battle.
Alright, back on with the VOD review. It's a joke that this had to happen. Absolutely. No one is arguing with that. Overwatch Esports taking another big fat L. As it always does. But hey. Shit happens. Anspov? Alright, we'll get some Anspov on this one. So weird to see them do the right thing. Well, it's like the thing is like the right thing is the obvious answer. It's not like they're ethically taking an L or they're doing something. Like this should have been the answer to the solution to everything. Oh shit. We fucked up and we told everyone it's a first to 4. Then just play it as a first to 4. The match was already happening. There was only 2 maps remaining. Just play the series. Like it's not a big deal. And then admit to everyone afterwards, hey, it should have been a first to 3. We understand we fucked up. It is what it is. Canceling the match and then reverting a couple of maps results is just the worst decision ever. So.
I will shape order from chaos.
Alright, let's get some Anspov back into this match. Do you agree with this map pick? I don't mind this map pick by the Shock. I think the Shock are confident. Like, what map would you rather see them go to? Route 66, I think, is kind of a coin toss for both of these teams. And neither of these like, no one wants to play Route 66, it feels like. Circuit Royale, they have won. Proper did just go crazy on the Sojourn against them in the last time. Was it the last time they played this series? It probably makes more sense. No, you're right. It makes more sense. I don't have more to defend that. Why do I feel like I defended them not going to Circuit Royale in the past? To be fair, Arns was asleep that match. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like an interesting choice because they literally just won playing Circuit Royale in their last series. Glads are a good circuit team. Like, don't get me wrong, Glads are a good circuit team. Well, actually, no, here's the thing about it as well. Remember, the last time the Gladiators won, the Shock won on Circuit Royale, I don't think the Shock chose Circuit Royale, right? I'm pretty sure Gladiators the one who chose Circuit Royale. So maybe Shock won that map, but they're not confident that they can do it again. Like, let me pull it up, actually. Let me just confirm that theory. Yeah, so the Glads are the ones who chose Circuit Royale. So Gladiators are confident on Circuit Royale, right? Even though they lost that map, that's a map that Gladiators are comfortable on. So the Shock probably don't want to go back to Circuit Royale knowing that the Gladiators are confident. Yes, you can win at one time, but like Proper went fucking crazy in that Circuit Royale that they played the first time. Like, expecting them to do it again, they probably just like, we're more confident. In scrims, we have better success on Gibraltar. So as much as it doesn't make sense from us looking in, from like, you know, what happened in matches, they have a lot more data of what happened in scrims and stuff like that. And these teams have probably played a lot in scrims. You know, they talked about it in their interviews. The Gladiators and the Shock scrim a lot over the last month, probably. They probably understand which ones they're probably more likely to win on and the data of that. So, yeah, like... Kelly gets the first win. Doing a whole lot of stretching. I think my logic, my point makes more sense than you guys of just like looking. You guys won Circuit Royale last time. Just pick Circuit Royale. Like there has to be a shot. Krusty's not stupid. He's not just like, which should we pick? And then like flip a coin. There's a lot more reasoning that goes on than just that. Even in bad decisions, there's logic. Yeah, and like maybe they should have gone to circuit. They were good at circuit in the tournament in match days, but.
Let's get the payload moving. Incoming.
I am moving the payload.
I need help.
Oh, that was nasty.
Targeting hostile.
I don't know. I think a lot of people, especially Shock fans, are using the maps as copium of why they lost. Both of these teams are great at almost every single map, and they are very talented and very flexible, and they look good. Like, none of them have like a glaring weakness in their roster. They both have great sniper players. They both have great Sigma players and all that kind of stuff. The San Francisco Shock just got outplayed in this series. Oh my god. They just got outplayed in this series. Arns came to play. Kevster was way better than he was in the first time they played this series. Mikey was kind of struggling from time to time. Reiner had a great time. Like, straight up, they just got outplayed. There's no massive strategic difference in my opinion. Sometimes you just get beat. That's what happens when you're at the highest level of competition. Oh, wow. Great sleep again. And this happens to Mikey a lot in this series. Oh, they nanoed him to keep him alive as well. I don't know if I agree with that. Finn's, honestly, one of the big consistent factors that I remember from the series, Finn's ultimates are questionable in this series. It feels like Finn is in a constant state of trying to make every fight winnable, right? He's not saving his ultimates for winnable fights. He's just throwing them out to solve problems that potentially they could have just taken the L and then come back stronger, right? Like that one's another prime example, right? Like let's use this one as an example, right? We just saw the transcendences on Ike. So here we go. Violet dies to Reiner. So the fight's already started. His support's already down. He's purple.
Helping you out.
He just missed his nade, and his solution is to nano Mikey in this situation. Mikey has primal, so if Mikey can get up and press primal, that's fine. But using the nano here, and then he dies because he's purpled, like, now you have no backline, and you just wasted your nano, when potentially you could have come back with a nano blade if Mike was able to stall it himself and stuff like that. Like, just kind of unnecessary risks. And, you know, like, the thing is, like, that's kind of how Finn plays. Like, he's an aggressive player. He has an aggressive style. Like, he flanks all the time. He goes for calculated risks and all that kind of stuff. But sometimes he looks like the smartest, craziest player in the world when he plays support. But then sometimes matches like this happen where you just get punished. Like, you get punished for every single risky move that you make. Like, you know, Violet and Shu are very similar players in that way of, like, they take risks and they go for these crazy plays. Kevster gets Kilo. This proper blade needs to go crazy. Oh, how did that not kill him? Wow, that was actually unfortunate. How did that right-click melee not kill Arns? Yeah, got. Why Finn nano Violet Zen? A lot of teams nano Violet Zen. Like, nanoing the Zen is not a bad play. It can be used to, like, counter a dive, and then the Zen is empowered to, like, turn the fight. Like, nanoing Zen isn't bad, but there's a time and a place for it, right? Alright, we got Kevster Blade versus Proper Blade. Proper almost is Nano Blade. We're fucking playing the sniper game. Alright, Blade from Proper gets naded.
I have the upper hand.
Good dive by the Shock. All right, but that was, oh, actually, that was Kev's the blade as well. I think you just make 2 mistakes at the highest level. Yeah, and like, you know, I think some people like to talk about like map picks and hero picks as if it's like it's a black and white. It's like there's either a right decision or the wrong decision. There's so much variance of like how you perform in those compositions as well. Like, let's say we went to Circa Royale and Shock had, you know, actually let's use both maps. Circa Royale, the first one, the Gladiators won. Let's say usually Shock is the better Circa Royale team. They have a 70% chance of winning. There's still that 30% chance that Gladiators will win that map based on individual performances. But in the last one that they played, Proper just popped off, and so they were the better team. So it's like, there's not always just like, this team will win or this team will win. Like, I think like, especially in this series and in this entire tournament, Arns has been pretty lackluster. Like, throughout the entire season so far, in my opinion, Arns has not been performing at the same level that we put him on the pedestal of him putting on. But in this grand finals, in this match, he pounded, right? And that's the variance that you can have in these players of like, all of a sudden, going to these sniper maps make a lot more sense for the Gladiators because Arns is on it. Because he's doing shit like that, right? Like, Rhino gets Finn off the rip. Oh, if he hit that, that would have been ridiculous. There's no way Mikey gets both. That was crazy. Sorry, I need to look at that back. How does Mikey get Shu and... Wow, that was a great primal. And then somehow he's not going to die here as well. Wow. That is crazy. He got 2 of that. That could have been really bad for the Shock, but that was individual play by Mikey. I'm glad Proper swapped off Genji. It was kind of underwhelming. I think Proper's Genji's good. I think he was just getting rolled by the Widow. Like, I think Proper, like, people are like, oh, Kevster was the better Genji. Well, fucking Arns is taking off his head every time he even decides to peek. So, like, I think it's like a bit of both. I think switching to the Tracer is a smart call because Arns is hitting those shots, but I think Proper is a good Genji. We've seen him be a great Genji in the tournament. And so Proper's hiding. Rhino gets the high ground. Oh my god. Like, Arns is just hitting shots right now.
Incoming.
Sheesh. And that's the power of the Widowmaker, right? Like, literally they had nothing, like, they had nothing crazy going for them. They just... Arns just killed Violet, who had the Transcendence, right? Like, he just killed the most important player on the Shock at the right moment, and then they just capped the point.
Round 1.
Dude, he is so good. Love it, dude. Jack is an Arns simp. I straight up think that Jack is the biggest Arns simp. If there is a million fans, Jack is one of them. If there are dozens of fans, Jack is one of them. If there is one fan, Jack is that fan. If there are no fans, Jack is dead. And there's no shame in that, yeah. This is why I'm gonna blame Arns for all the reasons that Jack just plays Widowmaker in my beta games. I'm holding Arns personally accountable. It's true. Jack watches some Arns stream and he's like, oh boy, let me get into the alpha. Let me try some of this. Oh, Rhino gets a little aggressive there. What happened? Just, oh, he gets pushed down by the Winston boop. Gets naded, gets got. Alright. think people are catching up. Yeah, Arms is definitely not as far ahead as he was in 2020. Like, there are multiple Widowmaker players in the league that I think can match Arms. Like, there are multiple Widowmaker players in the league who can do what Arms does in this match, right? That's the crazy thing. Like, this performance by Arns is sick, right? And we always applaud it, but there are other players who can put on those performances, right? We saw Shy put up those level of performances. We saw Lip put up those level of performances. Kilo has had his moments. Like, MN3 obviously went crazy on Hitscan. Like, there are some crazy Hitscan players in the league right now. And that doesn't mean Arns got worse. I just think people caught up and people are playing at the same level of him. I think Kilo outperformed on Mass 4 and 5. Yeah, I can see that. Absolutely. I think Kilo, I like Kilo more on other heroes that aren't Widow. Like, Arns' obviously best hero is the Widowmaker, but I think I would prefer to have, like, Kilo on, like, Ashe and Sojourn. Maybe less so Ashe, but like other hit scans, you know what I mean? Kai as well, yeah. Yeah, Kai's a top tier Widow. I'd put Kai in that list as well. I thought Kilo's Widow this series, yeah, it is. As I said, I'm rating Kilo to like the greatest Widows in the top tier, and I put him there, but he definitely got diffed in these first couple of maps. Happy, I don't talk about Washington Justice players anymore. Answers. Hello, anyone? Dude, look at how little space the Shock are able to take. Like, their backline is literally just not allowed into the point. Look how, just the amount of pressure. You can see it primarily from Arns' perspective. He just can't shoot at anyone because they're so scared. Oh my god, and then Proper just gets got. Like, dude, people are like Proper fed on Genji. What do you want the man to do? Like, he literally has just been getting brutalized by Arns. Maybe I'm a proper apologist, but I swear, man. It feels like he's already using all of his deflex to try and take space, that he just doesn't have it enough. Okay.
Incoming.
And imagine not loving Arns. No, I love Arns, Jack. Okay, I am an appreciator of Arns. I think he's an incredible hit scan. But I'm not a simp for him, you know? That's the difference, you know? I'm a proper simp, while you're an Arns simp. I simp for Proper. Proper can do no wrong in my eyes. Oh my god. They finally killed the carry. Killer gets one back. Proper cleaning up. Clean play. That was a great hold by the Gladiators though. You gotta respect that. Nobody simps Kevs. Oh, Kev has a ton of simps. And I'm a big fan of Kevster. I love watching Kevster play the game. But I do not simp Kevster. I'll be honest. I am not. You know, you can't choose who you simp for. You just simp. It is an uncontrollable action / reaction to what is happening. EU loves Kevster. Alright, chat, I need to be honest, you know? And I feel like there are people in here that need to be true. When EU were like, Kevster is the truth, and they're like, Kevster needs to be an owl, Kevster's the best thing, Kevster's gonna join the league and dominate, I rolled my eyes. I was there. I was like, psh, Kevster, come on guys. EU contenders always loves to hype up their boys and be like, EU is the best. So I was like, okay guys, I know Kevster's great, but let's pump the brakes a little bit. But they were right. Kevster is the truth. Kevster was the truth, and I will believe in you, EU contenders. Ever since that one. Look at my boy now. He's done us so proud. To be fair, he didn't pop until season 4. Yeah, he also had a pretty slow start. Obviously, I think he was playing from Sweden in the first stage of 2021. Catch the blade. I remember this. I shouldn't have gone on my rant.
Hi, Custa.
Just
Big
as this
fan
was
to
about to
bad
happen.
you were too smart to stay on the Valiant. Can you look at this clip about this map Seth made a funny?
Hey, Custa. Big fan. Too bad you was too smart to stay on the Valiant. Okay, let's see how this goes.
What an escort rate. He needs to be the player. What an escort rate. He needs to be the player to take control. He certainly is. Pounding! Negative 30.
Pounding. Okay. Thank you for the 5, Kevin OW. Yeah, and Kevster gets dominated, but he's still the truth, okay? Just because he got dominated. So, I remember this. Finn, explain. Like what are we doing here, okay? The Genji's dead, the monkey's dead, sleeps the Winston.
You're powered up. Get in there.
I remember when I saw this, I was like, did he nano the Zen when he was about to die? But, like, it feels like his brain lagged and he was like, oh, nano Mikey to give him health. And then he, like, flicked to Violet. I think... Do you think he nanoed him just to get damage boost onto the Winston? But they're gonna kill the Winston probably anyway. Like... I don't know. I honestly... This is completely unsubstantiated, but this feels like one of those moments where your brain tries to do too many things at once and then you fuck it up. Like, I genuinely think he meant to nano Mikey and then shoot to heal Violet, but he did it in the wrong order. He nanoed Violet and then shot to heal Mikey. And then now he's looking back at me, he's like, fuck! I would love to hear from Finn if he actually meant to do that.
I've got you.
But they're still dominating. Yeah, and now we have Violet on Zen and Finn on the Ana. This is the most crusty shit ever, by the way. Like, Krusty does this stuff all the time. Wow, his hipfires are great. Holy shit. Like, they just switch between Ana Zen so much just to make it work. But it definitely feels weird that they're switching. But they're both so talented that it doesn't really cost them too much, right? Like, they can get away with it. God, good Ana play is so satisfying to watch. He's actually dominating. Boy, I thought he hit that.
Get in there.
Yeah, and then like, yeah, the nano into Violet. His accuracy is the thing that stands out to me. He hits so many of his shots. Like, he hits everything. Like, every hip fire, every thing. It's just the consistency. Shoot Brigpov? Nah. Alright, let's see if Arms does anything. Can we see accuracy stats? No, yeah, we don't get stats here. It'd be cool if the replay viewer had stats. I really want... I hope when Overwatch 2 properly comes out, that we can get to a point where at halftime, at halftime, as we're switching sides of the maps, they can hold shift, and that they can show us the scoreboard, and at the end of maps, like, or if they they have the ability, like, it'd be so cool to be able to see the scoreboard, but in halftime and in the end of a map. I would be so fucking down for that. Like, I have that, we have that on an iPad when we're at broadcast, but it would just be so nice to have. Tab does nothing in the replay viewer? No. Where do we get the stats you post on Twitter from? We have like access to it's like the official portal that we use for the Overwatch League. So it's not ready for public access. How did just 2 people die? Violet gets Kevster from the side. Proper gets skewed for free.
10 seconds remaining.
Oh, good stick on a Finn by Kevster. Transcendence was so important by Bard. If they didn't have that Transcendence, this could have got nasty, but they should be fine.
Round 2 complete.
They said there would be a page to the stats your life. Yeah, but that's for ranked and stuff like that. I'm talking about Owl. I want to see the stats in Owl.
3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
Has Kevster moved from flex to main DPS? It depends on how you categorize it, but the answer is no. He's not a hit scan player. He's just a hyper flex. It kind of feels like right now, but Kevster doesn't really play any hit scan. I think he can if he needs to. It's kind of like Prophet, right? He can if he needs to. You just don't see it very often. Oh, Arns gets killed. Let's go back and see the shot. Oh, wow, that would have been a nuts shot. Oh! You like the King signing? I'm interested to see how it is. It seems weird that they got rid of Shockwave for King. I don't really know how to feel about it. But hey, if you're gonna get new talent coming in, King's a good shout from NA contenders. Excited that he's getting the opportunity, right? Like there's a lot of cool NA contenders players who have been around since what feels like the beginning of time that are finally getting their shot in the league. Here's my concern when these kind of signings happen. These players get signed, they join like the worst team in the league, which is the Vancouver Titans. They sign to that team, they get half a season on a bad team. People just assume they're a bad player because they didn't perform that well on the said bad team, and then they just never get another opportunity, right? And it doesn't feel like they get a fair go. Like the same thing could happen to like Wub on the Paris Eternal, right? He joins the team is struggling already. He's had pretty average performances, and then if we get to the end of the season, Paris doesn't get better. He performs averagely, the team just things, and then Paris Eternal like rebuilds. Then is anyone really gonna pick up Wub again? He would have to go back to contenders and prove himself. So I just worry about that with some of these rookie players coming in.
Score 3-3. Switching sides.
What was that shot on Finn? Dude, Arns does arm things.
Ready for battle. 1. Attackers incoming. Escort the payload.
So I guess it was smart to wait for an offer for an out team, yeah. And that really becomes a thing of like, if you think it's better to wait and you're guaranteed a position, you're better off going to a good team rather than going to like the first team that offers you, right? We've seen a lot of great careers be ruined because they go to an average team and then it just kind of like, they never come back out of that hole.
I require assistance. I am restored.
So it's like there aren't many diamonds in the rough. There are tons of diamonds in the rough. It's just about, a lot of teams aren't willing to take risks on people. Oh, probably gets the kill into Arms, but dies for it. Killer gets Shu. Fire, yeah, Fire's a great example of that, right? Like, he went to Atlanta Reign. Like, so Fire is actually one of those prime examples. Goes to Atlanta Reign, doesn't ever really get proper match time because he's playing behind someone, stuck on the bench. Then the small opportunities he does get doesn't perform that well because it feels like garbage time. And then he goes to Vancouver Titans, that team sucks, and then no one's going to touch him again, right? Like, he was a good player, never really given a fair shot. Same thing happened to like Trill on the Dallas Fuel, where he got signed to the Dallas Fuel, played behind OG. He only played Orisa in map 4 or map 5 like every time, and then he just never played. So it didn't even feel like he was given a good or fair opportunity to like prove his worth. Bembest? No, Bembest is definitely not that. Bembest got a great opportunity at Paris. It's just sad that Bembest never got picked up. Bembest had the best season he ever had and then got dropped and never picked up again. Like, honestly, Bembest's story is really unfortunate. EU got a mega shafted? Yeah, the league has been really bad for EU players.
30 seconds.
Enough of trying. Bembest says he goes through tryouts, and that's it. Like, maybe he's just like... The thing about Bembest is that he's not a great Winston or ball player, from what I've seen, and from what I remember. You know, maybe he's improved a lot of those heroes, but he was always a good, like, Orisa Reinhardt. But not being able to play Winston and Wrecking Ball in, like, 2022 of Overwatch is, like, very difficult. Well, he can, but just, you know, those aren't his best heroes.
Victory.
So... Alright, 3-0 to the LA Gladiators. This is when we were like, oh god, this finals is gonna be a wash. You can play them, but not at the league level, and that's my assumption, right? Like, as I said, I can't speak to it. I haven't watched Bembest play in fucking since he left the league. I don't watch EU contenders. But that was kind of how he was. Like, he was a great Reinhardt and he was a great Orisa, from what he played of it. But you know, he almost never played the Winston or Wrecking Ball, so you just assume that he's not that good at them. I'll beat the Glads next stage. If it's the real Kaluge, I believe in you. I actually hope Shock wins the tournament. I think it'd be really sad if we go through this entire year and Shock just doesn't win anything. Like, they have been there almost every time, and they are very good. Is Real Kaluge? Hey, oh, fuck yeah, I believe. Because, like, they are one of the best teams, and honestly, they deserve to win this tournament. I was rooting for the Shock. Even though I, like, predicted the Gladiators, I wanted the Shock to win. But... Shock turning into Philly. Time for Overly to be a Shock fan. Ooh. Violet or Rhinopov? Let me give you some Violet Anna then. See how we go.
Let us push together. You will be lost without our guidance.
I want Spark to win something. I don't think Spark deserved to win something. I want Shy to win something. I don't know if I want Spark to win something, you know? Those are very different things. He's already won my heart, but that doesn't really give him anything. Whoa. He did not want to nano him, but I think it was actually better. Thank you very much for money. So here's another Finn Transcendence in like what is probably a losing fight. Like, I don't hate the Transcendence. But it was another gamble. Let's see if this one pays off. Oh god, yeah. So Skewed answers the Transcendence. I guess I don't actually hate that Finn Transcendence as much as some of the other ones. Because I think Proper died like after he transcended. If Proper and Stayed Alive got into the Transcendence, they could have easily won that fight. And they're kind of playing here for the butt scratch. Like, if they win that fight, they stop the butt scratch and they stay. But now now they're gonna have to take a forced fight on the point. Let's get some Kilo Pop.
Enemy spotted. The robot is coming with us. Let's go.
A robot is coming with us. Oh, this dragon was so sick by Patty. What am I looking at? Dude, this is all over the place. Are they gonna get the cap for this? Yeah, they get the butt scratch for it. Oh, Proper though? Oh, the mines! That was actually so good by Mikey. I'm pretty... Do they still get the cap, or does Mikey actually clutch that? That was actually so clutch by Mikey. Holy fuck. Let's watch that back. So he had the mines already on the point. Lives to tell the tale, goes behind. That was actually so clutch. Why do people underrate Mikey? Here's the thing, you know, like some people are like really upset that like Mikey played a lot of this series compared to Kaluge because it feels like Kaluge is I guess the main tank of this team. Like, in my Kaluj plays most of the things, but like Mikey, like all the maps made sense for Mikey to play. Ilios is a Mikey map. Gibraltar is, I'm surprised Mikey plays Gibraltar because I thought Kaluj would usually do it, but Kaluj was always for Winston. But it feels like they've been moving Mikey to be the ball Winston player. So it feels like that is just the maps that he plays. So he plays Gibraltar. Second map was Ike, which is obviously a Kaluj map because they play the Diva. And then New Queen Street is also a Mikey map. Like, I think he plays Colosseum as well. So it feels like the map pool and the way that they've been integrating Mikey, it makes sense. And I think Mikey has been good. Like, he's definitely not perfect. And like, especially on the Winston, on Gibraltar, I think he got slept a lot and he got punished a lot. But I think his ball is very good. And it makes sense why he's playing, right? And if they weren't going to play Mikey on those maps, on those heroes, then why is Mikey on the roster, right? You need to have faith and trust that Mikey is going to do his job and like give him reps in the matches that matter, right? Like, Kaluj, like, for all we know, we go to the next map pool and off tanks are just the best, right? Or like Kaluj is the Junker Queen and we just never see Mikey like play that much, right? Like, that could absolutely be a thing. So and as Mikey gets bullied. Another nano. Woo. And this is sort of like the opposite end of the stick, right? Where we talk about like the shock greedy ultimates. Like, this is one where it works, right? Like, they nano Kilo, just keep him alive, and Kilo just instantly kills Patty. And then they manage to keep Reiner down, and they get through. So it's like, there's two sides of the coin. When it works, it looks great, and they look impeccable. But when it goes bad, real bad. Can we call the bot butt scratch? Then the bot's not called butt scratch. This moment is called butt scratch. Also, we were trying to get, did they remove the butt scratch? We were trying to get Overly to see the butt scratch the entire time, but it just like never came up. They always went away from it every time it went to butt scratch because Overly didn't know why it was called butt scratch. We're like, because he scratches his butt, like right here. She's like, I'd never seen it. And we're like, it's coming. But they always cut away before we see the butt scratch. Reiner goes so early on his own, gets forced to use his ult. Killer gets Shu. Good transcendence. Butt scratching is not safe for work. It's SMH. I'm kind of curious to see what Kevster does with this. Oh, he didn't get the mega. Maybe he didn't want it. No, he got it. Woo. Kevster and Reiner are getting kills. It's just taking too long. Like, they're just losing too many players. I don't know if I love the Hanzo. Yeah, okay, they're gonna switch. Like, the Hanzo, it has worked against, like, the Wrecking Ball comps, but I feel like Patty's just not getting enough hits with it. I don't like the Sombra here, though. I like the Sombra on, like, you know, we saw them use it on, like, Ike. Anywhere in which the opposition team has to walk into you, I like it. But the problem that I have with the Sombra here is it feels like Patty has to go so aggressive and get a good hack that it takes so long to set up, and you have to go so far back, and finding those entry windows can be a lot more difficult. So I'm not in love with the Sombra, especially on this map. The only person who's played it that I've been like, oh, this seems to like it really works was Fitz on the Soul Dynasty. And I guess the question, if he's not going to play Sombra, what else would he play? The Hanzo didn't work. He doesn't really play that much Ashe. Seems like he doesn't want to play Sojin into a Wrecking Ball, like Briggs and stuff. But like you sort of see here, like this is my problem with the Sombra. He just doesn't do enough. Like he just feels like he pokes someone out, does a little bit of damage. But if he's not getting picks and they're not isolating individual targets, it feels like he's just not doing enough as a Sombra. Genji? Yeah, maybe the Genji. They played it on Ilios. Alright, so it's like, he goes in, he finally peeks out, he hacks someone. I guess it gets some kills, but it doesn't really feel like Patty did much. Has Soldier just become crap? Yeah, the nerf to Soldier's damage is pretty big. He just can't execute people in the same way that he used to be able to. And they also made the visor way worse.
I might need this later. Watch out for this.
You wanna get some Reiner Doom Pub? Alright, let's see if we can get it.
2 minutes.
The lead is almost ours.
Proper or Kev's MVP? I have Proper as MVP right now. Oh, good hack. I'm really curious to see what the next owl patch is gonna be. Oh. Wow. That was a great fight by Reiner. Holy shit.
Forward spawn.
Covered in you. I might need this later. Got an enemy.
Giant Queen double main support. We don't know what patch we're playing on yet. The contenders meta is not going to be. I doubt that's going to be the patch that the Overwatch League's going to play on. But I don't know. I doubt they'll play on the patch, and they actually said in the blog today that the Moira reversion will be in for the Overwatch League beginning on August 11th. So that means that they are planning on changing some things in the patch, which makes me think that it's going to be a somewhat of a different patch. Yeah, you know, the mini goats. And like, the thing is, I think it's at least going to be the second iteration of Junker Queen. Contenders are playing on the first iteration of Junker Queen when her shift was fucking bonkers strong. And if that gets nerfed and we already go there, I don't know if it's already better. Oh, I was like, how did Finn get the kill? Kevster got slept. Shoe diff. Oh, sorry, father diff, I meant. It's too much damage. And that's why, like, Patty held that Sombra, that EMP for so long and it just didn't do anything. Did he just EMP? Wait, how did he EMP and then die to mines? Does it only hack them for 1 second still? Or did that just not hack them at all? It looks like it doesn't affect. New EMP doesn't break mines? Bot LOS? There's no way. Like, it's not even hacking these mines. Are these mines hacked? I don't think so. They look hacked. I think these are SF symbols. I think that's just what the mines look like. Am I crazy? Oh, so you think these ones are hacked? I don't know what the mines look like with the skins on. Is there a mine that's like not hacked that I could? Yeah, oh, okay, they are hacked. This one, yeah, this one must have been out of LOS of the EMP and he fell on it. Alright, that makes more sense, that makes more sense. Rolled, kid. Unlucky. All right, 3-1. The rest sweep starts now.
Ready for battle. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
Sand pop? All right, let's get some sand pop. He does pound this map. Sam was really good this map. And he pulled out the Torb, so he's the real hero. Must have watched my alpha beta gameplay. Yeah, definitely. That must have been why Sam, hit me up and he was like, "Hey, Custa, can you give me some of your replay codes? I need to check out the Jaws Torbjorn, just for research purposes." Secretly cracked. You guys remember when I convinced Team Australia to let me play Torb to counter goats? Those were the good days. It sure worked. It was our best opportunity. It kind of worked until it didn't, but that was a hard series. How, as Team Australia, do you prepare for South Korea in a goats meta? We're like, well, we can't play goats versus. Ooh, nice stick by Kevster. We can't play goats into South Korea because we're just gonna straight lose because we were pretty garbage at goats as well. All right, it's coming.
Tools in hand, brain in gear.
Yo, Christian, thank you for the 100 bits, by the way. Miss Overwatch World Cup. Yeah, I hope we get it back one of these days when the world opens up again and Overwatch 2 comes out and we decide that we want to invest money in Overwatch esports again. At this point, it was like, man, Sam's trolling. This is such a bad pick. Oh, dude, Shu is just so out of position. It's insane. He's so out of position. The Nano Torb. Insta dink on the funny Astro. Here we go. Big. Nano Bjorn. He's doing APAC versus the rest of the world. I actually think I think you could make a really good Team USA, Team China, and Team South Korea teams, and they would be pretty competitive. Oh, beat engage. Great beat engage. Don't worry, the turret will get up. Turret's down. What's the logic behind the Torb pick? So because they're playing a Sombra, the Sombra doesn't work very well against the Torbjorn and like the Doomfist. Like they don't really have many people who can destroy the turret effectively. And Sam wants to play something that has pretty good damage output while also very survivable. And like the Gladiators had to dive with that, and the Overload is very good at being a counter dive. So it's definitely not conventional, but it does the job. Mikey gets stuck. Dude, the moist splooge is just too good. Look at this damage. Look at this damage, by the way. Oh, what are you gonna do? Where are you gonna go, Patty? It was just too much. Got him. Custa, why is Funny Astro such an early god? Because he's probably with the best Lucio we have in the league right now. Coom diff. Can we watch Shu next map? You guys want to see Shu pop? Alright, let's get some Shu pop then. First fight, we're gonna go overhead though, but we'll get some Shu pop after.
Round 2. Capture the objective.
Good dive by the shark. Actually, I want to get Sam pop here, actually. Sam went crazy. Oh. Oh, Sam, the right clicks. Sam, the right clicks. Oh, nice. Oh, actually, remind me to get the proper Kevsa diff. Proper hit Kevsa with the biggest diff I've seen in my life on a Tracer at some point.
Greetings.
Enemy in sight.
Ah!
I am taking the objective. Meteor strike. Critical. Hello.
Sam, okay? Don't worry, he's about to go crazy. Are they gonna beat engage? Yeah, they are gonna beat engage. Oh, wow, good play. Gets Kevsta. That was so unfortunate that Ryan didn't get him there. And he touches the point before it ends. Oh, man, it was so brutal. Alright, I think this is where the proper diff comes in. Accelerando. Look at this play. Oh! Oh! The ankles are broken. Kevsta goes for the melee kick. Doesn't have enough blinks to get to the mega health. Just, oh, it's so unfortunate because the way Kevsta played it, he was just like a half a second late. You gotta win those. Yeah, that's an absolutely, you need to win those. You should have shot him. Patty Pan?
Not your finest hour.
Actually, we're gonna go back. Sam goes crazy here, by the way. Watch this. Always gotta be careful about that. Woof! Nasty. Yeah, Sam actually carried this round. Sam was very good in that round.
Victory. Ready for battle.
Here we go. Dorado. Comebackable. It is not comebackable. Who the fuck calls it comebackable, dude? Like, comebackable is like doesn't even make sense. You're just making up a word. Why can't we just say winnable? Because Overly is better than you. It makes sense. Oh, killer gets you. Oh. Sheesh.
I need help.
God, on such a freaking nature. He just shoots so quickly. Oh, that would have been a nuts shot. Kevster going crazy on the Genji. Kevster kind of crazy on the Genji. Let's get a look at this. Oh, wow, that was actually dominated. Kind of dominated. Kevster was better than Proper. Yeah, I think in this series, Kevster was better than Proper. I think Proper definitely had his moments. I think, especially on the Genji, I think Kevster was better on the Genji, but I don't even think it was hard Proper's issue. I think Arns was going crazy. Every time Proper played Genji, Arns was on the Widow, just ruining everyone's day. So you can't really even just hold him personally accountable for that. You know, you gotta give credit where credit's due. Kevster's nuts. Like, look at how much respect he's giving to the Widow. Wow, Mikey found Arns. That was pretty bad by Arns. Oh, wow, that's so sad he didn't get out of that. That was a great juggle of the brig back in. Oh, this was such a throw. Why did Skewed go here? Like, the Transcendence is whatever, right? Oh, fuck, you got a Transcendence. This was such a throw. I guess he got juggled in. Oh, he got juggled in. Well, that's just a great play by Mikey. I didn't realize how badly he got juggled in. Kevster uses the blade to try and hold onto it. I don't think there was anywhere Skew could go, because it's not even like he got, like, pushed around that direction. I think he actually just ended up in the rune.
No one can hide from my sight.
Shinimi in a Pazuka juggled. I think he was going aggressive with the rest of his team. I just think Shock committed ultimates and it worked. I don't hate the positioning that much. Killer gets Custa. Problem with the blade. Oh, he hit that?
The payload has reached the check.
The broadcast angle. Yeah, that's what I thought as well, so. And I was like, oh shit, why did he just walk in there? Yeah, that's what we expected Emerald to exist. Like, that's what it looked like. So. It wasn't a C9. Like, anyone who says that the end of this match is a C9 is just wrong. That's not what a C9 is. But, you know, it wouldn't be the first time people just yell the words. Killer gets shoot. It was actually awesome. Both Kilo and Arns had their moments on this map. Oh, this is actually really funny. I remember this. Gives him a bag on the way out. The Violet main support teabag. Let's get what we're looking at. Thinks the Genji's maybe coming through there. Mikey's primaling in the backline. Yeah, I feel like this actually happened a lot in this series where like Mikey goes for these individual plays and he either gets slept or gets caught. Yeah. That's why Mikey doesn't start typically. Well, that's not true. No, Mikey's always started on the Winston ball hero since he's ever been thing. He's a good player. He just like, I think what happens, you know, with an uneducated, oh shit, rolled, perspective, if it feels like those are the kind of things that work against average teams and average flex support players, but then, you know, you just get punished by the best. Like, Shu's just, you know, probably one of the best flex supports we have in the league. I feel like he just keeps getting punished by Shu, so he's got to respect him a little bit more. I don't know how you do that while also having impact, but...
Shield's under fire.
Incoming.
I'm on the payload.
Incoming.
Mikey Ball is better than Winston? Yeah, I agree with that. My Nana Blade, give him up. I like that they just sacked that fight. Like, they saw the Nana Blade, didn't decide to commit their own Nana Blade. Just accept that it's over. Go next. That was close. His Winston's not garbage. Yeah, nah, Mikey's Winston's pretty solid. Thoughts on having proper on Rookie of the Year? I believe proper's MVP right now. So. So Mikey Ball comes in. Is Rhino out of Primal? Yeah. Nice blade by Proper. Woo!
Enemy target not found. Enemy team.
Yeah, Kev's dying there. Obviously, he kind of needed to. Arns goes over to the soldier. Just final touch moments, just not enough. Ryan gets the primal off, which is a big deal. And the nano on the skewed. She did a great job. Dude, Shu's like support is sometimes absolutely crazy. In terms of like keeping people alive who have no right to be alive. Thought this was one here. Yeah, well, he finished 3 capping Dorado was a pretty big deal. I was on the reverse sweep train. I think we all were.
Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
Patience.
Who'd you guess was win? I had my money on Gladiators. But a part of me wanted the Shock to win. Oh.
Taking damage.
Oh, that was close. Gotta start getting some headshots though, Arns. Dude, their reaction to just seeing someone is so quick. Remember Avril freaking out that you didn't get that kill? Yeah, well, like, Arns, you need to hit those shots, right? Like, if you get a free shot on someone, you should get there.
No one can hide from my sight.
Oh, that would have been a nuts shot. Oh, yeah, you gotta kill that. You gotta kill Violet. If Violet gives you that shot, you need to hit that. There we go. First try.
Cut the pace.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Violent and not respecting widows and name a more iconic duo. Honestly, true. Why does it feel like no one's really considering any Glads player a coach for big season awards? What do you mean? Reiner, Shu, and Kevstar are all in the consideration for the MVP or Rookie of the Year awards.
Eyes on a target.
Some people, I personally, I probably have, right now, I'd probably give Rookie of the Year to Reiner, and I'd give MVP to Proper if you had to split it up. But, that's just me. Why'd you split it up though? I think if you win MVP, you shouldn't be able to win Rookie of the Year. Like, you know, I can see arguments for both odd. This is actually an interesting new tech that came out, that has started coming out in this tournament. I don't know if people have done this in the past or if this is like a very new thing. It's the first time we've really started seeing it in now, where people have been putting a Widow Mine in front of their angle, if they're holding an angle. So what happens is that when you peek it, you'll see them and you can shoot through your mine, but they can't shoot through your mine. So then you can headshot them. So it's yeah, well, it's obviously not new, but like people have not been using it in the league that much. You know, it's obviously not the world's craziest thing that no one's ever done before, but
Like having me around.
say I did more than once, yeah, like because Killer uses it a lot. I saw it a lot in Circuit Royale as well, third point. But like they're gonna... Not allowed, like May wall TP? No, that's not something. May wall TP and that are very different things. I think if anything, what they maybe should do is that the Venom Mine doesn't have collision, so it can't block damage. Is probably the solution to the problem. Then how would you break it? No, you could collateral through it. Is it a problem? It's a pretty big issue if you're like, if Widows are able to hold angles. Shock do be holding. Just using the ability you have, yeah, but the ability is not supposed to do that. Should not give you headshot protection.
Wobble wobble, motherfucker.
I mean, it's been like that and known since Overwatch 1, yeah, but people haven't really done it. If it becomes a really big thing where people start doing it all the time, I promise you it'll probably get changed. People just don't do it enough. Like, it's a very rare thing to see people do. Obviously, Overwatch League players and, you know, fucking certain, like, you know, Widowmaker players will do it, but very few people actually do that. Arns gets 2. I actually think I remember this being a crazy play. I was... Woo!
Team kill. The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Arns kind of good. Who would have thought? Does Widow need a nerf? No, absolutely not. Widow's in a perfectly fine spot in Overwatch 2.
No one can hide from my sight.
Targeting Custa.
Kevs is going crazy. A shock not gonna make it again? And the Gladiators are back.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
Black Shark only got one fight on third. That's because they did, right? Like they had that one fight that they lost really convincingly, and then they had to like rush spawn to touch point. It's the problem with giving up so much of the first half of the point. Oof.
I need help.
Killer going crazy. Woo. Oh. That was what was so cool about this round, in my opinion, is I feel like both Arns and Kilo had their moments of like brilliance and like winning and turning fights.
Payload has reached the checkpoint.
Isn't it interesting as well that the Gladiators didn't pick Circuit Royale as well? Like, neither team wanted to play Circuit Royale because it is a very volatile map where it feels like the snipers are really the primary thing that matters. Kind of a coin flip? Yeah, like, it's just like, it feels like a lot of teamwork and strategy goes out the window on that, and it just comes down to, like, individual performances, which is never what you want in the grand finals, right?
No one can hide from my sight.
Dude, that shot was so good. Oh. Ooh. The fact that Arns kills proper here, like, think about how impactful this kill is. This shot is so ridiculous. Like, oh my god. So because proper dies there, he's not in this fight. Like, that shot was so important. Proper got greedy? Nah, that's not really greedy. That's very unlikely anyone's ever gonna hit that shot. And Arns also played it perfectly. Like, Arns played it perfectly of, like, he was getting enough hip fires so that he didn't have to charge the headshot for long enough, even after he got the mini. Like, I think expecting him to hit that shot.
Round 3. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Escort the payload.
Proper, don't do it. Don't do it. Custa gets got. Rhino dies in the dive. Dive's not doing anything. Yeah, Arns has like zero space. Yeah, and this is the shock doing it. He's also not taking very greedy angles at all, but yeah. That's one of the problems with playing Widowmaker on attack. First point Dorado is the defensive Widow has so many great angles to work from, and as the offensive Widow, you don't really. Especially if you have a Tracer on a ball constantly pressuring up this high ground. Who do you think is the best Widow in the league? I think there's like an S tier, and it's like Lip, Shy, Kai, Arns, Kilo. I think it's hard to identify one. Proper gets on. Like the first time that Arns steps up even a little bit, Proper comes in and kills him. Oh, I'm in 3. Yeah, I'm in 3 as well. Sorry, yeah, I'm in 3. Calm down. Calm your shit, chat. Dude, Shock are so close to full holding this. They have Rally. They have Transcendence. How do they lose this fight? Does Arns happen? Arns is dead. Shu gets Violet. How does Violet die with Rally? No way, bro. He went to bash the Tracer and just bashed into the open. And then Finn uses Transcendence to try and save Violet. But, you know, it doesn't do anything else. Oh my god, that's so bad. Oh no, that was actually tragic, and now Finn's dead. Oh god.
Enemy over here!
Ugh. Why is he even bashing Tracer? It's not the worst bash in the world, right? Force MA does damage, like, it's not the worst, but just the lack of forethought of if he misses, he's gonna end up in the middle of the streets.
Incoming!
Probably feels bad about that one, yeah, for sure.
No one can hide from my sight.
Proper 6 Reiner. This time they're gonna win the fight. Proper is trying so fucking hard. Like, Proper is getting so many kills.
One after another.
And the team is just falling over.
Team kill.
Our enemies have been eliminated.
Alright, so let's talk about this. So Violet goes switch to Ana, which... here's the thing. I think they assume that they're going to be able to touch. And I think that is realistic. That I think Violet should go Ana. Ana Zen is probably the right thing here. They can stand back and help their team. The big issue, I think, is going to be Mikey. So Gladiators have a lot of positioning. They have the nano. The big issue is Mikey. And so Violet goes to Lucio to just sort of get people out a little bit faster. Mikey goes way too early. He has the time to go top left, top right, roll around. Like, if he had just gone on the high ground like this way, he would not have been hit, and he could have dropped and slammed and like got a good situation. But Mikey goes so early. I think he's looking for Arns and thinking he needs to put on pressure, but then realizes he needs to be the one to touch. But then he just gets pushed by Reiner. He gets discorded. He gets so low that all of a sudden he can't go. Someone said that Finn said in a thing that Proper was aware that Mikey was going to go touch the point. So he wants to go pressure Arns. So this sounds like a miscommunication of Mikey doesn't communicate effectively enough that he cannot touch the point. So instead of Proper going to the point, he goes for Arns and they just don't touch. So realistically, this isn't a C9. The Shock don't have anything to work with. They are in trouble. The Gladiators have positioning, they have a nano and all that kind of stuff. But the big issue wasn't a C9, it was Mikey going too early. And then that not being communicated to Proper. But even at this point, if Mikey even communicated to Proper and Proper touched, he's going to have to recoil so fast that they're going to probably lose the fight anyway. Like, the fight is probably lost regardless of anything. The only way, like, and even, you know, when I say Mikey goes too early, this is a fight that the Shock are probably going to lose anyway. Even if Mikey did go on the high ground and he did it smart, he was probably going to die. Finn went into, like talking about things that other people messed up. Like, why is Finn doing this? Right? Like, Finn is afraid of the Widowmaker, so goes on a flank, so therefore he can't heal Mikey and he doesn't have LOS of the situation. Like, yeah, maybe he gets a pick there if they touch, but I don't know. It was a hard situation. Rock in a hard place, and that was a forced error. It is what it is. The Gladiators go on to win 4-2 in a banger of a series. It was good that the grand finals at least came back a little bit. It was looking like the Gladiators were going to win that one 4-0, and it was just going to be a sad moment of another disappointing finals, but at least the finals were close. The San Francisco Shock had multiple times, like, you know, I talked about it, that, like, the Gladiators clutched out on Ilios. Like, San Francisco Shock probably should have won Ilios if it wasn't from some individual brilliance from, you know, Funny Astro and a couple of other players. And then the San Francisco Shock probably should have won this, you know, Dorado, if they, you know, Violet hadn't, you know, wasted his rally and died coming out of that spawn. So many things could have gone their way. So many things could have gone back and forth. But the most important thing to remember is that these are incredible teams. Both, that's not helping. Incredible teams, and they put on a great show. And Gladiators get the dub for this one. Sure, it won't be the last we see of the Shock. They're a great team. They have great flexibility. Regardless of the meta, they will be good. So excited to see more from both of these guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the VOD review. I'm probably not going to review any of the other matches. As I said, I think we've sort of talked the playoffs off. We're not going to see these metas again. There were great matches, but we've already seen them and we've already enjoyed them. I'll be doing a bunch of preview stuff going into the next tournament. We'll be talking about the teams. We'll be talking about the meta, all that kind of stuff. Once we have that stuff more consolidated and we can work out. You want more Overwatch League action? Me talking about it. I do a lot of reviews and a lot of reviews of the week as well with CNN. So make sure to subscribe to the channel. Like the video. Leave me a comment below what you guys have thought about all the things we talked about. Yeah, we talked about MVPs, C9s, Rookie of the Years, who threw, who popped off, all that kind of stuff. Let me know. I appreciate you all, and I will see you guys next time.